We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about the Wilson County, Tennessee State Fair. Joining us is one of the members, Chairman. Randall, are you chairman of the board of the fair? Randall, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you chairman of the board?
Of the fair, I'm president of the fair.
President of the fair. Well, Randall Clemons is joining us, and it's very nice to have him this morning, talking about the fair and what a success it's been so far. I think it's exceeded expectations to this point. Randall, I was going to ask you. We just have this one other segment with you before we get into some of the other events coming up. Talk a little bit about how you guys go about deciding what food vendors come in and how they get in. And, I've noticed some new ones this time around that I think are terrific. I've noticed one or two that I was used to, like the lemon shake-ups or the walking tacos. I didn't see those this time around. How do you decide who gets in and who doesn't?
Well, we want to have a wide variety of food. We have a committee that operates the concessions part of that does a wonderful job. We have had during COVID, there were some people that went out of business during that time. We have had some that have got elderly and not able to do it anymore. So there is some changes as a result of that. But, there is so many people comes to the fair to eat.
Right.
I mean, that's the reason they come.
Yes.
And so we've got to be sure that it is a wonderful experience. And in today's times, as it's harder to go to restaurants a lot of times because of shortness of staff, we have seen the eating part of our fair and the food part of it become even greater. And, and we have such great things like homemade ice cream at 2 different locations. And, you name it, we have it. And we have, fried fish. We have meatloaf. We have all those staples, as well as all the type of fair foods that you can think of. We have one of the widest menus of food that you'll find anywhere.
Yeah, you have some of the you're talking about the traditional fair food in a lot of ways. The corn dogs, you've got the funnel cakes.
Corn on the stick. Corn.
Oh, that's my favorite. The corn, the grilled corn on the stick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And last night we had the turkey leg eating contest. The first time we had ever done that, it was a huge success.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know about that one.
It will now become an annual event on Wednesday night of the fair.
What? So they just lined up a bunch of people at a table, and how many turkey legs did someone eat?
2.
No, 2.
And we had 10 people that sat down at long tables, and they had this big plates of turkey legs in front of them. And, of course, our turkey legs is a big amount of meat.
Yes.
It was who could eat the most meat in 10 minutes.
Ah, that's awesome. The contests are some of the fun things. I mean, you mentioned, and I agree with you, the food's right near the top of the list for so many people. It is for my wife. But some of the competitions, myself, Leland Statham here at the station have had a chance to judge some of these for the first time this year. And I'm surprised you haven't had this in the past because I think it's perfect for the fair. There was the banana pudding contest that I guess you guys are going to try to make annual after this.
It will be an annual event. The pecan pie. Yep. And the apple pie had been at the State Fair in Nashville, and we moved in here. All 3 of those have been great. But, in the past, we've had a pie eating contest. We've had an ice cream eating contest. So we try to do some different things each year, but we have added a lot of new ones this year.
What, do you have a sense of what performers are sometimes the most popular? I guess when you see them over and over again, but I mean, you talked about the Demolition Derby, hugely popular. I think those Frisbee dogs will be big. Of course, the monster trucks. What about the hypnotist?
That is one of our longest running acts that we've had here and draws one of the biggest crowds. I mean, last night was huge. We had it all 10 days. And we built a stage just for it, a permanent stage by Goodall Homes. And it is unbelievable, the participation that we've had in that. And I think we've had that now for almost 20 years. Yeah.
People just get a kick out of watching that. It always draws a crowd. But the one thing above all else, Randall, that I think sets the Wilson County Fair and now the State Fair apart, and it's this singular. Most of what we've talked about, you can find at other fairs one way or the other. Fiddler's Grove. Do you agree?
I agree.
That's it.
And it has definitely made us different. And it's a step back in time, right in the middle of everything. It's a good place that you can go to an Opry stage and hear Opry music, or you can go to the back porch stage and hear bluegrass music. Saturday we'll be having a bluegrass competition all day there. You know, you can go see a basket being made. You can see the grist mill running. You can see the Mennonites making sorghum. It's just whatever aspect, and we've added so much there, and it's probably one of its best this year of the different people that are up there demonstrating as well.
Oh yeah, so many great demonstrations, but some of those historic buildings, and they truly are, I mean, some of them have been moved there, but I mean, you've got an old, I mean, what was a jail. You have one of the first, Sam Houston's law office. You have the sheriff's department. I mean, the post service. And what I like, being in journalism, is you have the printing press, and where they, and the original apparatus is in there of how they would make newspapers back in the day when that was the most modern way to get the news out.
Exactly, and we're hoping to even expand the printing part. We have the printing press of the Old Lebanon Democrat that we're in process of doing now as well. You know, it's just so unusual for a fair to have that and for it to be operating as well. And so, and I would say, you know, Fiddler's Grove is open April through December, so Tuesday through Saturday. So it's a good time to come out and see it, even if you cannot come during the fair time. I would say this: we just had 2 baby goats born this morning, 340 and 342.
That's awesome.
We are continuing to have births all during the fair, and it's one of our most popular items as well.
Absolutely. That birthing barn, I remember, I think it was a couple years ago, I came out there and there was a pig that gave birth to like 9 piglets or something like that.
Well, we've had probably close to 18 little pigs that's been born in our fair time this year. So a lot of baby pigs over there for people to see, and then we have one other style that still has to have pigs during the fair, we hope.
I'm curious, Randall, do you hear from organizers of other state fairs, not just maybe county fairs, not just in Tennessee, but maybe around the country? Because I believe Wilson County has, you know, among the fair crowd, a national reputation.
Well, you know, we are the 16th largest state fair right now. You know, there's a lot of wonderful state fairs in our country, and we try to visit a lot of those to get additional ideas to always take us to the next level. But we are in the top, and we are respected throughout the United States in what we've been able to do. We're a part of the International Fair Association, so we go for a lot of training. You go to the conventions to get new ideas. When you go to those, they have all of the different types of entertainment available for you to actually see, and also they have seminars to help you improve your fair. And so we are constantly trying to work to make our fair better than the year before.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad you touched on this. Just the facility is amazing out there. Can you remind folks, I mean, the fair is the big event at the fairgrounds in Lebanon every single year. That transcends all else. But that fairgrounds and all these new buildings being built is utilized year-round. As you said, you can still go and visit Fiddler's Grove, which, whether it's a field trip or you have family from out of town, it's a wonderful place to go and walk through if it's open at those times. But talk about how the facility is used year-round.
Well, of course, our Farm Bureau Expo Center is a wonderful facility that handles all types of large events, trade shows, things of that nature. You know, we have a lot of conventions here, big car shows, big motorcycle rallies, camping conventions, because of the extensive buildings that we have and the camping hookups that we have. And so, I mean, it's a wonderful facility that's owned by our county, and they've done a great job with that. We started with a big piece of property right here in the middle of town that our county commission had the foresight to purchase, and our county commission has been good to continue to support that facility as well. And so, you know, the fair is a 501c4. All the profits we make go back into the development of these grounds. And so by us being able to do that and what the county has done, it's been a wonderful partnership that has developed a facility here that is known nationwide now for.
Yeah. Well, you're
that's
right.
awesome.
I talked earlier before you joined us about the bee exhibit that you have there that got me started with beekeeping. And I'm assuming the Wilson County Beekeepers Association still maybe, do they meet at the fairgrounds, teach their courses and the like? I know
They do.
Yeah, it's great.
They do.
Just great.
We have a blacksmith association that meets here that does classes throughout the year. A lot of our craftsmen have our wood carvers do the same thing. So we're trying to enhance the education process. And one thing we've not touched on this morning, our goal is to be Tennessee's largest classroom. And so we're working hard on that as we move forward to do more to develop agricultural education, as well as education of history of times past here for our school children throughout these 10 days.
Yeah. Well, listen, as we wrap things up with you here in this segment, let's remind folks the theme of the fair was 95 Reasons to Celebrate Tennessee. Of course, I think one of the neat new exhibits is that building where you can walk through and you see an exhibit for every single one of the counties in the state.
It has been one of our most popular things. We have a map of Tennessee painted on the floor. Each county has a booth on top of where their county is located in the state. The Farm Bureau actually made 2 boards for each county that tells about their history and what they have to offer, and then they have a shelf, 3 shelves that they can display. You walk in from East Tennessee, you walk out West Tennessee with Travelers Rest at the end. We have the roads painted. We have a 57 Thunderbird like it's driving into Tennessee. On the outside of the buildings, we have the Tennessee welcome signs like you have on the interstate when you're entering Tennessee. So it's been a wonderful thing. We've had so many positive comments.
Yep.
All the counties are excited about it. And it will be something that will continue to grow as we move forward.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, Randall, and it's a neat way to involve these other counties that are learning now. This is the state fair, bringing the ones from far east, far west of part of the state, and they're involved in part of it. Listen, as we wrap things up, I understand today it's $2 off admission at the gate today, right? I think you can get in a little cheaper today.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It is also Read to Win Day. We've had kids that have read books all summer at the Wilson County Libraries, and so they get a special deal for doing that. Go to our website, www.wilsoncountyfair.net, and you will see all the specials that we have for the rest of the week. Saturday is Ford Day, where you wear a Ford logo or a keychain or whatever. You get $2 off admission price. So we try to do some things that can help each day with that. Our Ride One price is always popular with that as well. But, we have square dancing competition, bluegrass competition. We have a spelling bee. We have a school spirit jam. We have kids night, and then all the great entertainment we have.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be great, and it's always sad when it wraps up, but you've got today, tomorrow, and Saturday to enjoy the 2022 Wilson County Fair, which Randall Clemons, you should be proud of the fact that it's maybe approaching one of the best years for the fair ever, and I certainly hope the weather holds up the rest of the way, my friend.
Well, we do too, and we appreciate how good everybody's been to us, and we do hope you'll come back out and visit us again.
Oh, you know I will. When we get off here, will you call John and tell him that Nick expects him to buy him a sausage sandwich?
I will do that, and I will be sure he does it. So you tell him out, and I'll have him here.
Yeah, you used to be his boss, so you can still tell him. You buy Nick a sausage sandwich, John Foster. All right.
Still tell him.
Randall, thanks again for your time, and we'll see you out at the fair, all right?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. All right, that is Randall Clemons, president of the Wilson County Bank and Trust, former president, but now he is president of the Wilson County Fair and top guy on all of this. And you can tell he's bursting with pride about the way things have gone so far this year. Look, we're going to take a break. When we come back, some of you waited on hold, James and others. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Angie, if you want to call back and the like, we just wanted to talk to Randall, but we have one more segment, and I'd like to hear from you what your food is when you go to the fair, if that's your preference. If you have observations about the Wilson County Fair or memories of the past, anything along those lines. I'm just curious how you feel about county and state fairs. They have not gone away like so much else that is traditional is disappearing among us. The fair needs to stick around, and we've got more pictures to show you, including Leland and I doing some of our crazy judging and more. So stick around. One more segment as we talk about the fair with more details about what's happening the next 2 days right after this.